You pick up your phone to unwind, but 30 minutes later, you're scrolling with a tight chest and a rising sense of frustration. It's a near universal digital experience that forces a specific question. Is the world actually this angry, or is the screen lying to us? At its most basic level, a recommendation algorithm is an information filter. There is an infinite amount of content produced every second, and it has to be squeezed through the very narrow opening of your finite human attention. The problem is how that filter decides what makes the cut. Platforms distinguish between your stated preferences, the things you say you want to see, and your revealed preferences. Those are the things you actually click on when nobody is watching. These systems target our fast, intuitive thinking, rather than our slow, rational logic. When we impulsively tap a provocative headline, the algorithm sees a high-value data point that it interprets as our true desire. This creates an environment where the only metrics that matter are how long you stay and how much you interact. In this system, user satisfaction is irrelevant. The code is only graded on its ability to keep your eyes on the screen. We've ended up in a cycle where we are fed content that makes us miserable because our impulsive reactions, not our actual happiness, generate platform revenue. This isn't a coincidence of design. It's an exploitation of evolutionary biology. Humans have a negativity bias, meaning our brains prioritize high arousal, threatening information because for our ancestors, noticing a threat was the only way to stay alive. Social media companies use affective computing to map these biological responses. By monitoring micro-behaviors, the speed of your scroll or how many milliseconds you pause on a photo, they build precise profiles of your psychological vulnerabilities. Data from content engineering shows how effective this is. While other emotions are hit or miss, anger-inducing content achieves a 94% accuracy rate predicting user engagement. It's the most reliable way to keep users trapped, driving a 45% increase in time spent. Moral outrage functions like a digital contagion. It spreads faster and wider than content evoking joy or calm because it triggers the highest level of physiological arousal, forcing us to respond, comment, or share to defend our identities. Leaked internal documents confirm that platforms are aware of this dynamic. Their own data scientists found that to maximize profits, the algorithm must optimize for engagement, which mathematically necessitates boosting hate and divisive politics. By prioritizing our reflexive emotional systems over our conscious desires, platforms have turned our biological survival instincts into a mechanism for infinite scrolling. When you scale this up to billions of users, the individual experience of frustration turns into a network-wide distortion of reality. The math behind this systemic shift is clear. Combining personalized feeds with high rewards for active engagement creates a feedback loop that amplifies extremism. Because users with the most extreme views are the most likely to share and comment, the algorithm disproportionately boosts their content. This makes moderate voices virtually invisible, creating a feed that reflects the loudest voices rather than the most common ones. Look at Chart B. The top cluster shows what we perceive as the outrage level in our networks. The bottom cluster is the actual, self-reported outrage of those individuals. The gap between them is an algorithmic illusion of hostility. Because intense anger short-circuits our ability to think critically, false rumors and disinformation spread through these networks 70% faster than factual news. This has led to the rise of rage baiting, a tactic where political actors and influencers intentionally post inflammatory content they know is misleading just to harvest the engagement and ad revenue the algorithm provides. This structural preference for outrage has distorted our social landscape, presenting an image of a society at war with itself purely to increase the value of digital assets. It is important to remember that algorithms aren't sentient or angry. They are blind mathematical mirrors, reflecting our most impulsive reactions back at us at a massive scale. This amplification is the result of specific, mechanical optimization choices. Whistleblowers and researchers describe a system where technical teams prioritize engagement metrics and profit over the reflective, stated preferences of the users. Recognizing the gap between the hostility we see on the screen and the reality of the people behind the posts is how we begin to reclaim our psychological agency. Reclaiming that power means changing our revealed preferences. We have to verify information before reacting, intentionally starve rage bait of our impulsive clicks, and choose to engage with content that aligns with who we actually want to be. While these individual shifts won't fix the platform's architecture overnight, they allow us to finally break the cycle. By consciously choosing what we click on, we can at least ensure our own digital world is built on our stated values rather than our reflexive fears.